That's what I was really concerned about, the first words I was going to say today. I was not really going to talk about all those things about me, but it's actually an easy tie into what I want to talk about today. And I have a question for you. The question is, how do you see yourselves? Now, the problem with asking questions is you better have an answer for the question, if not, it's just a pointless question. And I actually have a problem with that question because the one thing that I struggle with the most is how to actually describe myself. Which is why actually all those things that people said there are things about me, and they were said by me. I've always been fascinated by how other people see me. Maybe because I have a bit of a negative view about myself. I always think I can do a little bit better in one aspect or another. But it's all about perspective. I remember one day I was talking with my mother about this, and I would tell her, I don't really like describing me, so I let other people do that. And she was like, yeah, it's a good idea, but you always have to remember how other people see you will always be different angles. But you will always be the same person. Now, that was something that kind of stuck with me for a while because I got thinking about perspectives. And perspectives of how we see each other and what we are, in fact. Now, for myself, I've spent a lot of time wondering what I was going to call this, actually. I argued with perspectives, light, everything. Cups, I'm not just talking about cups. Yes, there are cups on the corner there. But it's all about finding out who we are. Now, how people see us is always going to change because those things are always perspective. They change just like anything I see will change from one angle to the other. However, what I am will always stay the same. Now, what am I? Well, I'd like to propose to you that we are all cups. And yes, cups is a metaphor. Now, why would I say that we are all cups? Well, let's close your eyes for a second if you want, or just imagine with me that you are a cup. And let's look at the perspective of how we look at our lives as a cup. Now, typically, how we look at life is very simple. You know, we grow up for a bit, we start doing different things, and our lives are a continuation of just continuing to add different aspects to it until we reach a point where we feel that we've reached a point where this is good. We've reached our level of, shall I say, fulfillment. Yes, I tried. Right? So we continue to go on this, and we continue to say, we look at our lives and we say, this is great. We've achieved all we wanted to do. We've filled our lives with the things that we've wanted to do. I mean, our idea of success has changed over time. We went from just beautiful houses to suburbs, to great education, looking at helping other people and inspiring people, which I'm really proud of you here with you here. But at the end of the day, if we're cups, and I do believe that we aren't we kind of missing the point? Because if I'm a cup, what is the cup? And that comes down to another whole way of how we progressed. You see, we've got to the point where we can look at something and we've analyzed it so much that we actually forget what the main purpose of it is. You know the old adage. You look at this cup, what is this cup? Some of you will say it's half full. Others will say it's half empty. Someone who wants to play with a few more will say it's bursting with possibility. It's at the peak. It's almost at disaster. But if you look at this cup, and when I look at this cup, I have to ask myself, well, what is it truly? See, when this question was asked to me, I really couldn't wrap my head around it until I actually thought, wait a minute, it's a cup. You see, if your life is measured by what you put into it, yeah, it's a jar. And you can close it, you can capture it, and you keep it there. But that's not what our lives are. Our lives are cups. And a cup isn't defined by simply how much it holds. You see, a cup is defined by how well it quenches thirst. Therefore, how good are you as a cup if the simple thing of all you do is just keep on filling your cup until it reaches a level? And you keep filling it until you reach the top. See, for me, I look at my life and I look at it as a way of almost giving back. Life is more than just filling your life almost with different achievements, different standings, different awards, everything. Now, I'm not saying school is not what you should be doing. We're great where we are and what we can learn, but understanding what we can actually give back to people. You see, everything that we fill our lives with are simply experiences. And I come from a family where experiences matter all the time. Great experiences, terrible experiences, things we've learned from, things that we just continue to not learn from. But we're all able to learn from it. Why? Because we're actually willing to share the cup. See, we can take our lives and we can share it. Every little piece of it helps build someone else's cup. And as you fill someone else's cup, it's getting really all over the place. You fill someone else's cup, you give someone else the opportunity to live a little bit from that. And then you can learn from that. Because at the end of the day, our lives aren't really measured by how much we hold, but by how much we give. Because if we really look down, we realize that we are nothing but cups. So my challenge to you is just to think about that for a bit and realize, what is it that's within you that you can cup this up?